What's up, y'all? I'm gonna be honest, bro. I am tired. Okay. And not mentally or physically or anything like that. I'm tired of the BS, bro. Listen, I'm tired of people pointing the finger and saying, why don't you like me for this? Why don't you like me for this? This happens in dating a lot. Like, oh, you shouldn't. You're immature if you think this way about us, or you're immature if have these kinds of standards and things like that, or things of that nature. I don't know. Like, it could be literally anything. It could be body count, the way people dress, the way things I don't know, the environments you're associated with, the values, the standards, the religion. It could be anything, the race. It could literally be anything. And I think this video, the mindset and the framework I'm about to give you, is going to help alleviate a lot of that pain, bro. Like, a lot of it. Okay? So, I want you to understand something. You know that phrase, our actions have consequences, right? I want to change that up a little bit and make it a little bit more broader and say our choices have consequences. Okay. And the choices that we make, we cannot point the finger at other people and say, screw you, dude, for not liking me the way I am. Screw you. It's like, bro, we don't do that in my brotherhood, all right? Listen, we don't do that shit. I'll tell you another way to deal with this. It's really simple. Again, your choices have consequences. Let me give you an example. I have long hair, right? Let's say this is a made up statistic, but it doesn't matter for the sake of the argument, right? And you'll know exactly why and how in a second. Let's say 70% of women don't like long hair on a guy. Okay, let's just say for the sake of an example, okay? And 30% do. I have to be okay with the fact that 70% don't. I'll say this again. I do not get to point the finger and say, oh, you don't like long hair. Like, get over that, bro. That's immature. No, you get over it, bro. Why are you so hellbent on trying to force attraction out of these people? And I know I'm only talking from a dating perspective here because I know most people take interest in that, so I will talk about that, and I think it's more like prevalent within that uh I guess domain rather than other domains, but you could obviously apply this mindset to other areas in your life. And what this will do is allow you to be indifferent, literally indifferent, and understand that there's going to be some people that are attracted to you for who you are and some people who aren't, right? So, for example, I'm brown, right? So naturally, and I'm completely fine with this. Naturally, some women aren't going to be attracted to me for that. Whatever their reason is, again, you cannot force attraction. If they feel as if they're not attracted to me for whatever reason, I don't think that's immature, bro. Physical attraction is a part of what makes attraction. Now, I'm not saying that should be the only thing that is focused upon, right? Idealistically, yes, it shouldn't be the only thing focused upon but in the modern day that we live in, it is more focused upon than maybe it should be. And who's to argue how much we should and how much we shouldn't? It is what it is, right? It's heavily depicted upon what you value. So for a lot of, like, I don't know, hookups and casual sex relationships, right? You have a lot of people that value um solely physical attraction, which makes a lot of sense. Now, do I condone that? No. I think you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. But again, it's just the way the mindset is formed, right? But again, I digress. The thing that I'm trying to talk about is your choices have consequences. So, for example, if I wear a Hawaiian tee, okay, just narrowed my options down more. And I'm looking at this from more of a negative perspective, just so you get the idea. Maybe 99% of the population or women are attracted to. I don't know, dude. But listen, again, example. So the fact that I wear rings, okay, maybe a certain percentage of women are more attracted to that. I'm not allowed to point the finger at the ones that aren't and say, oh, it's immature or whatever. Okay, a certain percentage will like me and will not like me because I'm brown. A certain percentage will or will not like me because I have uh, long hair and whatnot. And we tend to love pointing the finger and always saying, bro, these guys are so immature for not liking me for this simple thing, or for that simple thing. Oh, I'm not 6 foot. She doesn't like me because of that. Oh, I'm not a virgin. He doesn't like me because of that. It's like, look, we all grew up in different standards and different ways. Like, I'm not sure how many times I have to say this, but people are way too complex because of the cultures they grew in, because of things, they grew up with, to be able to just say that, like, they're not allowed to be attracted to that. Because we mess ourselves over that issue, we forget about the people. Okay, my video cut out there. But we forget about the people that we actually would work very, very well with, and would like us for who we are. So, for example, let's say, I don't know, 50% of the population of females like dad bods. Well, I don't have that. I'm pretty jacked, I would say. So, well, that already cuts my dating options in half. And it's like, why shouldn't you be pissed at that, right? It almost seems like you almost have every reason to, but you have to understand you don't control these people, and you can't point the finger and say that you're oppressed because they don't like you, or that's not what they're attracted to. That's just not what they're attracted to. I don't understand what the issue is, right? And then it's like, okay, when do I know what to change about myself? And when do I know what to change about myself? And I think that's heavily depicted on, again, what you value. I'll mention value structures a lot in my videos, because what do you value more? Okay, for example, let's say I have, again, we'll use the hair example again, right? Let's say that more females are attracted to just, and again, I'm making up a statistic, but this will get the point across. More females are attracted to, let's say, a buzz cut, right? And I have long hair, and way less females are attracted to that. Now, I could choose to get a buzz cut because females are attracted to that, or I could choose not to because I like my hair a lot. It's just dependent upon what you value. Do you like the way your hair looks? Right? Okay, I'll keep it. If you want to be able to attract more women, then, like, from a statistical standpoint, the BS statistic I made up, you'd get a buzz cut. Now, there is a fine line between this, because if you go to the extreme of doing everything that it is to please everyone, and this is why people say, don't be a people pleaser. It's like, if you go to that extreme, it's like, you're not really living for yourself anymore. You don't really have a self-identity. Your entire identity is based upon what people like, right? Think about it, right? If a guy had a statistic chart right in front of him and saw what females were attracted to the most, and he just picked all those, it's like, okay, sure, you could do that, cool. But do you actually like what it is you're doing to yourself as well? Do you like having that kind of haircut that most females might be attracted to, or the physique, or, the certain kind of facial hair, or, like, I don't know, maybe wearing jewelry or rings or something like that? Like, is that worth it? But then, like, you don't want the other extreme too, where you don't completely and utterly care at all, because some people say, oh, you shouldn't completely and utterly care about, screw what people think, stuff like that. And to some degree that is true, but you also want to be able to do certain things to make yourself more attractive. So, like, when do you know when to, and when do you know when not to? And again, this is highly predicated upon what you value, okay? So, again, let's just say a majority of the population, for whatever reason, majority of the women weren't attracted to long hair. I wouldn't give a fuck. I love my long hair, okay? I like the way it looks. I like the way it's maintained, because at the end of the day, they're not the ones maintaining it. I do. But then, okay, why did I change my physique? Let's say, for example, 9% of women were attracted to, skinny physiques or F-boy physiques. Again, BS statistic, might not be true, but for the sake of the example, it's like, why would I choose to get a model-like physique if, 90% of women are attracted to it? Is because, like, well, I didn't only have just that benefit of it, because that's only one dimension of the benefit. The other dimension of the benefit was, more confidence. oh, much bigger, more masculine, which also, again, all of these things fit into the top of my value structure. So again, that's why I'm saying it is so hard to just boil these things down into one-dimensional things, and because they're very, very complex in nature, I think. And that's, again, low battery, that's a whole different topic. But what I'm really trying to get at is we really shouldn't be pointing the fingers at other people for not liking the way we are. If you really love yourself the way you are, you would rock it. I don't care if you have 80% body fat, if you have 2% body fat. I don't care if you have a jawline, long hair, short hair, you look like an alien, your skin's purple. I don't care, dude, if you have 4 toes. Like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. Like, stop pointing the finger at other people and start being like, okay, am I comfortable the way I am? Sick. If I really do love myself the way I am now, would I prefer if most of my brotherhood works out, becomes in better shape, for the sake of their health? Things like that, takes care of their skin? Yes. Yes, of course I do. But at the end of the day, you do what it is you want, but understand there are consequences to your actions. And consequences doesn't mean necessarily that it's negative. It just means things happen as a result of your choices. So as a result of me having long hair, I don't know how much the spectrum is or whatever of how much women I possibly have attracting or whatever, dislike or I have to be okay with that. Because, well, why wouldn't I be? I like my long hair. Why complain? Stop complaining. Marcus Aurelius said that too. He was like, yo, don't ever be heard complaining, especially to yourself. I'm pretty sure I'm paraphrasing that, but something along those lines, right? So I try not to complain to myself either. And, I know a lot of guys, especially I know a lot of guys follow me, so I'll say for the guys, like, a lot of guys have the tendency to think, well, why isn't she dating me? Like, she should be dating me. Like, I deserve, I deserve to be with her. And, like, why doesn't she see me? It's like, it doesn't play in the female's incentive. Like, why would she? You haven't built up your attraction. So, and you haven't built up, these values. You haven't become more competent. And it's all because of your choices. Again, your choices have their consequences. You don't get to just be a bum and act like a bum and then expect something great. It just doesn't work like that. And I did for the longest time, and I wish someone sat me down and told the truth like I am right now, because I will. Again, there are consequences to your actions. I'm not going to tell you what is right, what is wrong, whether you should have an attractive physique, whether you shouldn't, but I'll say, a lot of things work in the positive values for that. You become more attractive, you'll become more confident, you'll be healthier. Like, a lot of things work, like, within the value structure. You'll become more attractive. Like, that's why most men are doing these things. You might think why they aren't doing the alternative, right? Because they have those basic human motivations to make these choices. Then that leads to the consequences, which are the results, and those results then end up leading to potentially what it is that they desire or want. Things along that nature. And it all comes from not just not pointing the finger at other people and pointing the finger at yourself and being like, okay, how about I become the best possible version of myself? That way I am open to more options within the dating realm or things like that, right? Do that. Stop pointing the finger at other people and be like, well, you should like skinny guys, well, you should like fat guys, or well, you should like guys with rings, or you should like, and then women do the same shit too. Like, it's just a back and forth war at this point. Like, no one's like safe. Oh, you should be, you should like me for the way I look, and I look beautiful, and my hair is this, and like, my belly is this. No. If you like yourself the way you are, that's fine. Find people who are actually attracted to you and see you the way you see yourself. Like, end of conversation. Stop pointing the finger. Stop telling people they should be attracted to you when they literally just cannot find it in themselves to be attracted to you. Stop. This goes for everybody. Man, woman, dog, fucking alien. Like, it goes for everybody. All right, so that's all I got for y'all. Peace. Take it easy.